Then Birgen Boys, I get to cheat. I can look at it. They're going to do Windwalker. Are they going to do the Spite Net strategy?
Oh.
Do you remember Dilly's team? Do you think they're doing that? I need to look.
I would love that.
I don't think they're doing it.
No, it doesn't look like they're going to do it. But big motorcycles going out onto Munkard. He might just die instantly.
Oh my gosh!
And this is actually a
playbook. Straight from the Turtle playbook.
Oh,
this is the exact same matchup we witnessed last weekend. Literally the exact same matchup. F2K. That was a fast game. That was insanely quick.
All right, well, the game is starting
Didn't
here.
do it.
Wildcard Gaming versus Inlight, game number 1.
All right,
Yep.
it looks like
Well-
we have... Oh, you go, man.
Oh,
Introduce
thank you
us.
very much, Zico. Yeah, it looks like we are going to be having Looney play the Paladin, Blizzo on the Windwalker Monk, and Maro on the Fire Mage. So this is a composition that started getting popular in North America, but I think there's lots of vulnerabilities, and they're actually going after Blizzo. Big damage on Blizzo. He gets the Karma off, and unfortunately won't be able to trade. And it looks like Blizzo's actually going to be going after Zuniaki, although I get the feeling that they're not going to be able to put out too much pressure on this Priest. As to his I don't know if I like this composition from Wildcard Gaming. Definitely gonna have to see how this one plays out, but I just feel like Blizzo and Maro, they're great targets for Facile and Cassidy to go after. Maybe they can get some big one-shots onto Zuniaki. They're actually spiting him. Big spite setup here onto Zuniaki, and I don't mind this, that's for sure. I think if Zuniaki gets caught into these combos, he already had to trade the pain
He's just
suppression,
standing
and he's
in it.
going to be very susceptible to being taken down. Maro Kleptomania immediately on that Master's Call, and Wildcard Gaming, they obviously came in with a game plan, and now I like this composition a lot more.
Barriers down. Zuniaki's still struggling. He's just outright dead. A thing from beyond, I think, spawned there. He cleansed it, but he's still just so low. And how that barrier is about to fall. He desperate prayers. Goes for the Rapture powered shields. Gets counterspelled on Shadow Men. Line of sighting here, trying to recover. But more things from beyond? How high is his corruption right now? I mean, the next fight, he's pretty much done. All they have to do is crowd control the pet and prevent it from using Master's Call, and I think they're going to totally overload Zuniaki.
Wait, Zuni has 14 stacks right now somehow. Who's spite with him?
Still?
Yeah, his stacks are
No, it's just
finally...
I have corruption, not spite.
Oh, okay. He had an high broke. So confused. So Zuni now.
Here it is,
comes
here
the
it is,
spites.
here it
There
is.
it is. Paralyzed.
The pet's in crowd
blind.
control.
Oh, the pet's in the Nova behind the pillar. He gets sheeped, he gets ringed, he gets hodged. He look at the
Goodbye.
stacks.
Goodbye.
Play the coffin dance song. Let's go.
Vitality? He died through Vitality. He was that overloaded.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So
A list of all of their Twitters there, but yeah, I'll find where that list is. I know it exists. Steam Machine
Wow.
made it. But anyways, the game has started as Mystery Org versus Charlotte Phoenix here in game number 1.
All right. Windwalker Mage. So same matchup as yesterday. Can Mystery Org, Sea-Doo, Sam-I-Am, and Trill perform better than M2KC at M2KC's main composition to take out Charlotte Phoenix? This is going to be a really high-intensity game. Is Sea-Doo ready on that Paladin?
Let's find out right now. Sea-Doo in the blinding light. Sam-I-Am in the blinding light. Trail has to use his karma. Immediate pre-diffuse magic, knowing that it's going to get bopped. And he ports behind the pillar, gets the vitality conduit. Trill is going to be alive there, but that was a nice opener here for Charlotte Phoenix. And once again here, Job looking like a monster today. Let's see what he can do here, though. He gets stand up, Fist of Fury. He's going to trinket Temporal Shield. Korlik in a full Ring of Frost. Korlik is going to trinket there as well. Defensive overlap. He gets Hammer of Justice on the trinket. Nick's caught in the Ring of Frost. We have more crowd control. Sam could get a poly here, maybe. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And Jamili has that counter spell, so doesn't really want to risk getting locked out on Arcane, but nicely done here so far, Charlotte Phoenix. Getting a decent opener, but Mystery Org forcing out 2 trinkets there in their first setup. Sea-Doo in a full blind here. What are they going to do? Where's the grapple weapon on Nick? Dragon's Breath works as well, but they don't stop Jamili on that poly. And Trill is doing a great job line of sighting. There's nobody on him right now. Couple of last seconds on that Hammer of Justice, and Nick is going to connect, but I don't think they have enough crowd control here to really tempt Trill, and you can expect Mystery Org now to pounce. They got a full sheep here, once again to Korlik, and Ja is just peeling the situation here onto Trill, but Trill has freedom, could easily force out the Kara. Do they have a Dragon's Breath out of that? They do. There's the dress, but a massive temporal right there. Actually, I think Trill, if he waited a split second and dressed it after the temporal, he would have forced the Kara. So Rare mistake there
Ooh.
from Trill.
Swap over to Sea-Doo.
Yeah, they're actually going after Sea-Doo right now. Big damage on him. Kitty shot into a growth silence. Do they have the damage to actually force out the Divine Shield? It would be massive if they can. The damage is never ending. Vitality Conduit. Sea-Doo is trying to greet it the best he can. Sam I am there with beautiful kills, but Sea-Doo, he is playing a dangerous game right now. A really dangerous game, but they turned it around. Big Stunlock combo onto Jamili. Nicely done there by the Mystery Org. What a scary situation. Sea-Doo definitely doesn't want to risk it any longer. That was a good trade. The Divine Shield for the Ice Walk of Jamili, but Trill and Sam I am really coming in clutch there, setting it up. Divine Shield now trades out by Korlik. This is such an explosive match, and now both these teams are in a lot of trouble.
Let's see if they can keep it up here. Can Sea-Doo stay alive long enough for his team to get a kill on Jamili? Nick is all over him with the kidney shot. Jamili moves in, but they paralyze Jamili. They're trying to stall for Sea-Doo. Buy him at just a couple of extra moments. The grapple weapon from Trill. Great backup by Trill here. Korlik's in a polymorph. This could be it to push for the kill on Jamili. Can they connect? No. Korlik breaks out with the Gladiator's Medallion, stabilizing Jamili with a blessing of protection. Jamili spamming out polymorph, slowing down the pressure. Nick is still going after Sea-Doo. I mean, Nick is just trying to solo kill Sea-Doo. Jamili's blinking in to try and help him. Korlik's charging in off to the left side. Can Sea-Doo avoid them? He gets stunned on the Divine Favor. He immediately breaks out to try and clutch out that big heal, but there's still a lot of damage. He needs to line of sight spell steal and use Blessing of Protection on the next stun if he wants to stay alive in this fight. Can Nick stay on target here? Vendetta's coming up. They've got blind as well. They could utilize a defensive blind on Trill and then go after Sea-Doo freely. I'd love to see that. There's the stun. Where's the bop? Bop instantly. Polly's on Jamili to try and stop the spell steal. Sea-Doo's going to survive. Nice stun onto Nick. The big turnaround here by Trill. Perfect setup. Excellent execution. Great punish by Mystery Org as they take game one.
So.
All right, well, game number 2, Wildcard Gaming up 1-0 against Coffin Dance in Dalaran Series.
Let's see how they want to navigate this one. They're just going after Morrow again, so prioritizing the Cyclones. Oh, now switching to Z-Pi, so they are switching their targeting. They tried to catch Looney off guard by starting on Morrow and then switching to Z-Pi. They've already got tons of bursts. They net a sacrifice out of that. A little bit of a surprise strategy from Coffin Dance. Looney moves in for a Hammer of Justice on the Lone Tar. Morrow dumping in a bunch of Star Surges, now looking for Cyclones. This is the danger of leaving Morrow open. Cyclone on Tren and Metamorphosis denying a lot of damage. Rezus is just blasted immediately back to the boxes, trying to recover and push back out. This is the dangers of the Restoration Shaman, is when Morrow moves where he's moving, far away from the box that Lone Tar's on. Lone Tar comes out in midfield. Good damage, though, on Morrow right now. I'm curious to see if they've changed their build. Maybe running a little bit more Gushing Wounds this time around. Interrupt on the Looney. Tren's making a swap to the Holy Paladin. Huge pressure from Tren right now. Really gunning for that Divine Shield. Rezu's switching to the Paladin. They're playing a lot more aggressive in game 2. Looney's going to have to Divine Shield at 1%.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that was, they are playing Gushing Wounds. I don't think the add-on is updated just yet, but I definitely just saw a Gushing Wounds debuff on Looney. But Rezu's taking massive damage here while Lontar is sitting through that Hex into the Hammer of Justice. They need to try to shut down the Cyclones here. Lontar has his Wind Shear. He's going to have to really hit that one. And now they're going back onto Morrow for a second here, just trying to establish control over the game. So Morrow is typically the target that you want to hit when there's no better option. But right now they're going after Looney, touch of death, leg sweep. Oh, Tren actually blood off Rachel's the bop away here. Rezu's gonna have a great time here, but he's stuck in big burst there. Lontar's gonna Trinket, Spirit Link. Rezu's overlapping with his cooldowns there as well. And this is the downside. If you go for Looney, it's a scary game. I think they have to, though. He has no Blessing of Protection. He has nothing really, just one Trinket on Looney, but he has ineffable truth. So the longer they wait, the more likely Looney is to get that bubble back. They need to make something happen fast.
They definitely do. And let's see what they can do. Looney charges in, Hammer of Justice, and doesn't look like they're going to be able to really capitalize on that too much. Once again, Trent's going to be getting into that demon form, and he's going to go all over Looney. Let's see how much pressure he can get by himself. He's left Rezus alone, though. Full Cyclone onto Lone Tar. Now Rezus, by himself, is trying to survive. Fortifying Brew, Vivified Heals coming in. A full Hex on Lone Tar. An absolute disaster as Rezus uses Transcendence to escape. Lone Tar coming to the pillar with him should be able to top him off, but like you said, Zico, I mean, that's the scary thing. You go after Looney, all of a sudden you leave Morrow and Z-Pi open, but this seems to be the best way they have to get pressure in the match. Looney taking quite a bit of damage, 1 Gushing Wounds on him right now. He has no Trinket, he has no Sacrifice, he has no Divine Shield. He is really vulnerable. If Rezus and Tren can stay on target, I could easily see Looney going down.
Oh!
He's gonna get it. Tren's going for the kill. Rezus rolls in. Looney is struggling to stay alive. They cycling up Rezus, but Tren is still on him. Is Tren gonna be able to finish off Looney here? He trinkets out of the bash. Rezus comes out of the clone into another clone. Hex defensively, but Looney gets wind shear.
nice!
Beautiful wind shear timing. Tren just wants to close this out. An excellent execution. Zug-zugging down the healer is gonna work out for Coffin Dance in game 2.
It was Lontar, man. That purge that we had, the purge wind shear on Looney is what closed it out. Really good job there. That all-in was, that was well executed.
Happen, but I guess one can always hope, right? Supa, you love your tanks.
It'll be over quick. I promise.
It'll be over before you know it. Now,
Sounds like
let's
a
see how this
Guardian
one
thing.
goes. I want to let you know as well. Aiden messaged me. He's like, "Oh, so now I'm the spite guy, huh?" Yeah, I think so. Can you shout on to Cyfoxy very early on, and let's see what Unitas is looking to set up. And I'm actually curious to see if they are going to be running that spite once again. Maybe Gex took off a little bit of corruption, and one spite, two spite, three spite. Here we go. Gex into a polymorph, into a DR polymorph. Are we going for a blind? A full blind. This is going to be a massive all-in. They get the fear on the pet, so he's going to be looking to get a polymorph. It's going to be insane damage coming in. How is Gex going to survive this one? It does look like there is a pain suppression. He needs to get it off. Master's Call comes in. Kleptomania Spellsteal, and they get basically every single cooldown from Gex. This is massive corruption overload. But Gex, using basically everything he has available, does manage to survive. Oh my goodness gracious. He uses literally every cooldown. He has 0 left. If they get another spite setup, I think Gex, it's going to be KO.
I mean, 100% on the blind when he's playing Relentless. That's 1 minute and 20 seconds basically, and Gex is going to disappear from the arena. Can they win the game though before 1 minute and 16 seconds? Aiden has no trinket. Oxygen has no trinket. Stun trap, they could win the game. They basically have to win the game in that one window of time. They're waiting for the barrier. They're going to trap Oxygen right after this barrier. They need to land the trap and the stun exactly the same second. No pre-feint, no pre-evasion. They get it! This is when they have to win. Oh, they didn't trap fast enough. Pain suppression. Pain suppression's easily going to keep Aiden alive here for the trap. And now look, 52 seconds to the blind. Maybe they've got one more stun. They're just going to go for the spites before the blind. It'll line up somewhat still. They'll have to wait maybe 10, 15 seconds. I don't think... Oh, the interrupts are solid, though. Maybe they can just outright kill him. They get Vitality Conduit. Now he won't have Vitality Conduit for the blind. Still setting up for victory that way. 13-second window here to land a Freezing Trap on Oxygen and kill Aiden. Can they land it? He jumps in. Where's the Freezing Trap? He's trying to fake out the Prem, but it's buying time for Oxygen to get a Trinket. 3 more seconds to that Glider's Medallion. Pressure on CMD. CMD blinks in. Oh, there's the trap. Cyfoxy's in a stun. They're switching to Cyfoxy and waiting for the blind. They've got Combustion, they've got Vendetta, they got a full blind, 3 spites. What are you gonna do, Gex? Well, he's running to the other side of the map, but this map is really small, and they picked a really small one, so I think it's inevitable here. Aiden's blind is up. He has to prem the blind. Can he prem the blind? He faked it. Oh, he fakes the prem. It's over, Gex. There's full blind that's gonna happen any second now.
I think they're gonna sheep him first.
There it is.
They're just gonna go for it.
Bye.
Triple spite. Can he get the klepto?
Get it.
The freedom. The freedom.
Is it off? He's going for a polymorph. Gets a polymorph. I think he got it.
There's no way.
Oh goodness gracious! Gex is in so much trouble.
Bye?
No,
Okay.
Honestly, I think
what?
actually, oh no! One of the spites was actually super delayed. Oxygen wasn't able to get it. There was only 2 spites. I'm sure Gex has taken off a little bit corruption after the last game, and now Turtle, they've managed to survive. Gex is holding on. Pain suppression rotating back up. He's going to have it for the next spike go. He might be able to actually live. Oh, unfortunately for Unitas, a little bit of a unfortunate misplay there, or Oxygen, maybe he got crowd controlled. Just bad timing, and I think Turtle, I mean, they're slowly but surely getting a little bit of a lead here. Aiden with no trinket, he's got no evasion. Full trap on Oxygen. Now CMD and Aiden are both great targets here for Turtle as they look to strike back in this matchup.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up here. They've got no mana on either side. CMD interrupted. Oxygen laying in with some smites right now. Trying to get some counter pressure going. Stun on the Cyfoxy. Smoke bomb. Big play. Prem on the poly. Beautiful timing by Gex. He's waiting for that smoke bomb. Gets the Rapture powered shields. That premonition is the only reason Cyfoxy is alive right now. Sick play by Gex. Oh, the turnaround! Massive damage. Sick plays. Pulling it off in game number 2.
Game is ready here. Turtle looking to tie it up 2-2 against Space Station Gaming. Space Station Gaming here on map choice, or on their final point here. They only need 3 to 1 is what they want to get to win this series. It's Space Station Gaming versus Turtle.
All right, here we go. The gates are open. Both teams charging right to center field. Dilly's going in. Cyfoxy's behind. Wants to make sure that he doesn't get pulled out of stealth so that he can get that stun with the rake. Waiting. Dilly getting in position. There's the stun. They don't get the rake stun, actually. They just have to go for the bash. Freezing trap down. They drop those remote guidance devices into Smexen. 2 bikes into Smexen. Half of his health gone. Ring of Peace knocks Gex out of the side. Not a good trip for him. Dilly immediately disengages off with him so he doesn't stay too far overextended. Gex repositions with the Rapture. Good cooldown usage there from Gex. No panicking from that knockoff from Chun-Li. Both teams stable. Turtle wait for their freezing trap. Space Station Gaming are going to build momentum in that downtime.
Oh, they're getting some pressure here onto Dilly. Dilly's dropping dangerously low. He gets the trap onto Gorecki, catches the Vitality Conduit. Should be okay for now. And Smexen actually taking a massive beating here. He's going to use that Dwarf Ratio to remove the Gladiator Maledict. He also did activate his Battle Master Trinket there, so he's not going to have that for about a minute and a half, but he does have his Astral Shift, so presumably he wants to rotate between those. And Gorecki actually has swapped over to the Blinding Light, and they knock Gex off at the back end of that, and this is the map doing a lot of work there, but Dilly with a beautiful disengage right there. He's going to disengage to his priest's line of sight and be able to do what he needs to do. Full freezing trap secured. Smexen, what are you going to do here? He's just wait, Cyfox, I think he got knocked right there, but Smexen...
He got sent into orbit.
All right, well, Blade's Edge once again here, saving a sticky situation for Space Station Gaming.
It's the Elemental Shaman's Paradise. The Thunderstorm super effective at disrupting Dilly and Cyfoxy when they want to get aggressive. And so far it's been definitely working out for Space Station Gaming. If you look at mana, Gorecki is doing very well. His mana is super healthy, looking for a big beautiful Ring of Peace there by Chun-Li.
Oh my god!
And they say goodbye to Dilly once again. Goodbye, Dilly. Now Lightning Lasso on Cyfoxy. And I think just this map by itself, I don't know, it feels like even when we do see Dilly and Cyfoxy get the crowd control, if Dilly gets knocked off, if he has to use his Harpoon to go get crowd control, he comes back and gets knocked off, all of a sudden that kill potential is lost as they need every little point of damage they can get to punch through the defense of Space Station Gaming. So I think this is going to be really, really difficult as we see this map play out.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up, though. Triple crowd control by Turtle. Excellent execution, but they just can't follow it up. Dilly now getting reversed on match point still here. Cyfoxy launched off the side. Dilly caught in a lightning lasso. Big pressure aspect of the Turtle, barely in time to deflect the incoming earth shocks of Smexen, but then they switched to Cyfoxy, immediately pulling survival instincts from him. Gex is almost down to half mana. This map is definitely working wonders for Space Station Gaming. Chun-Li in a position where he could be vulnerable, though, if Turtle can exploit it in the near future. We see Dilly pulling away, maybe trying to bait Chun-Li. They're not chasing him, though. They just stun Chun-Li with no crowd control. Dilly's not really even in the fight. A bit peculiar here. Turtle maybe just trying to stabilize, get ready for the next attack. Maybe Dilly's just going to wait for his aspect of the Turtle. That's a long time to just wait. Gorecki's going to move to center bridge. Smexen launches Cyfoxy. Nice wild charge by Cyfoxy, immediately leaping back onto the bridge. Stun interception onto Gorecki. Excellent play by Dilly. Smexen immediately using that Gladiator's Medallion to try and break out of the stun and help with the crowd control chain and managing to stabilize. Dilly back in the fight, but still no aspect of the Turtle. Both sides recovering. Vitality Conduit fades on Dilly. Gex trying to power through, baiting some interrupts with the Shadow Men's. Trying to line aside Smexen's Hex. Cyfoxy off to the side, maybe trying to avoid being leg swept. Nice dodge on the leg sweep by Cyfoxy. Only Dilly in the stun. Now Cyfoxy stuns Smexen, totally shutting down the assault.
Oh, beautiful mind control. And this is the kind of trap that forces cooldowns. Smexen already low. Look at that overlap immediately. Trinket and the Astral Shift right there from Smexen. But Dilly taking a big beating here. Cyfoxy throwing out the heals. Sean is there, though, ready with the interrupt. Nice blinding light here by Gorecki. They're looking for Dilly. Can they get a big crit here is the question. does not look like they can. Gex gonna be able to easily brush that off with the Rapture cooldown here, but they're forcing some cooldowns here from on the side of Turtle. Doesn't look completely one-sided, but that is a preemptive Vitality Conduit. No, it's actually a Vitality Conduit on Dilly, so Smexen in a decent amount of trouble here. He's gonna use his Dwarf Ratio to remove that Gladiator's Maledict, using his Battlemaster there. So for the next trap, Smexen has no cooldowns, and Gorecki has no trinket, so they need to pre-sack it. Yeah, Gorecki needs to taunt the path or hold that next CC chain, most likely, if Turtle can get it going soon.
And let's see, Gex gets interrupted. Nice spear hand strike there by Chun-Li as he rolls over. Big damage onto Dilly, big Fist of Fury. Gorecki still has a lot of defensive cooldowns that he can work with as Dilly moves into position, gets a full trap. Great job there by Dilly. Now, where is the damage? Preemptive Vivifies and a knock once again. Dilly gets blasted off the edge of the bridge and now has to come back. And it's that knockoff. I just feel like it's so effective for Space Station Gaming. It really feels like if Turtle wants to win this game, they have to have every little point of damage during those setup attempts, and getting knocked off the bridge definitely going to disrupt that a lot. Dilly getting blasted down a little bit, manages to recover, and now it's at this point of the game, 5% dampening. Gex is really working through his mana, down to about 10%. We did see, though, on Blackbrook hold, he was able to hold on until really, really high amounts of dampening, rotating through his defensive cooldown. So we'll see if he can pull it off once again.
It's going to be a miracle. Look at this, another thunderstorm. Dilly off to one side, Cyfoxy off the back, trying to get back into the fight. Double stun lock, big Stormkeeper burst in by Smexen. Lightning Lasso to follow up. Dilly immediately respects the Elemental Shaman domain aspect of the Turtle to immune the rest of the incoming damage. Cyfoxy stunned up, but he pre-bear formed it. Nice read by Cyfoxy as Gex sits through a paralyzed and has to basically work with nothing for, what, another 4 minutes at least before dampening is going to be high enough. They're trying to gun down Smexen again with a freezing trap onto Gorecki, but not finding any momentum without that Gladiator's Maledict. They're going for the Maledict now, potentially overwhelming him. Mind controlled at low health. Beautiful mind control timing here, but not enough. Gorecki saves the day. It did cost him Divine Shield and sacrificed at least, so it wasn't totally worthless on Gex's efforts in that assault. These Maledicts are going to be key to victory for Turtle.
Yeah, definitely not, I wouldn't say, but what is going on with Gorecki's bubble? Didn't he just use it? 50 seconds. Oh, he's got to have the Ineffable proc right now. That's going to go up. That number is going to go, yeah, there it is. Okay, I was like, what? Is he running like 20 Ineffables or something? But no, Gorecki did get a proc there, but he's not going to have his trinket for another minute, so there is big potential here. They could force out the cooldowns here. They get the freezing traps next in. What are you going to do here? They connect with the damage, the Motorbike, the Maledict. This has got to be the Stone Form plus the Battlemaster from Smexen. He's going to use the Stone Form and gets mind controlled on it right before. If that mind control was a split second faster, it actually might have been enough here for Turtle to straight up win the game. They knocked Dilly to... Okay, he disengaged in the middle of the knock, so he actually didn't get knocked that far, but it looked kind of cool. They get a nice Lightning Lasso here onto Cyfoxy, but yeah, honestly, it looks like Cyfoxy and Dilly are just both not really taking that much damage. Gex, though, really out of mana, doesn't really have many cooldowns to work with. Vitality Conduit, the only thing keeping them alive right now. If they get bursted, you know, in the near future here, there's not really going to be anything on the side of Turtle to save the day. But now, full freezing trap onto Gorecki. This is the kill opportunity onto Smexen. He's going to use the Astral Shift to deflect that one. And for the next trap, Smexen is actually, Gorecki is going to have his trinket. So for Space Station Gaming, they can at least live 1, maybe 2 more setups right now. But on the side of Turtle, I don't even know if they're going to survive this. There is the blinding light from Gorecki. Dilly's running for his life, ducking for cover, and they're just going to turn to Cyfoxy. Looks like Space Station Gaming is in control here, Venerunki.
I would definitely agree with that. Sacrifice rotating back up, both busting protection. Dilly almost getting completely smoked. Gex trying to get some heals with the Rapture, gets knocked off nicely down there by Chun-Li, really using and utilizing this map. One for Fist of Fury off that Lightning Lasso onto Cyfoxy, but Rapture, such a powerful cooldown. This is the Dark Archangel. Dilly gets knocked. Nice disengage back on the bridge. Dilly definitely gets style points for that one, but it looks like the kill attempt is lost. Blessing and Protection on Smexen is more than enough to shut down that kill attempt, but Turtle definitely going to be happy with that result. They are slowly working through those defensive cooldowns, but Divine Shield rotating back up. Trinkets available for Gorecki. He's got a lot of mana left to work with, and once again, Gex is somehow pulling out miracles on that Priest, keeping his team alive deep into Dampening with no mana in the tank, but this might just be too much damage. And it looks like Smexen will be finding a Hex out of that Paralyzed. Nice setup here coming in from Space Station Gaming as Gorecki charges in, gets the Hammer of Justice. Dilly aspect of the Turtle. He does get life gripped, and somehow, some way, Turtle stay in this one.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up here. I mean, Gex is working miracles right now for his team. Still no mana remaining. Maybe another 2 minutes into Dampening and they'll be able to pull this off, but there's so much defense to crack through with nothing left in the tank. Chun-Li's going after Gex. Urshocks are coming in. They interrupt Gorecki. Looking like they're going to be going after Gorecki a little bit, at least poking him. 2 targets low on health. How is Gorecki going to deal with this? No Avenging Wrath. This is going to be the Divine Shield. A swap over to the Paladin nets them an important cooldown. Nice advantage by Turtle. Mind controlling Smexen off the side, barely paralyzing it in time. And Turtle are starting to make some moves here. Freezing Trap onto Gorecki, no way to escape it. Astral Shift, Stone Form for Smexen, trying to stay alive here. Double leg sweep, reversal pressure from Chun-Li. Cyfoxy immediately breaks the stun to try and stay aggressive here, but he's forced back by Chun-Li in bear form. We see Dilly still pressuring Gorecki. Is Dilly just going to solo Gorecki? Cyfoxy's going after Smexen. The split strategy might work here. Dilly grappling hooks in. Gorecki's still critically low on health. He's just getting absolutely smashed by Dilly right now. Dilly switches back to Smexen. Gorecki's starting to struggle. Avenging Wrath just came up though. Inevitable Truth saving Gorecki here as he tops himself and likely tops the team. And now, oh no, after all that work, Dilly stunned up. Gex stunned up as well. Blinding light onto Gex. Chun-Li still struggling. Freezing Trap off to the side. Gorecki breaks out, and Avenging Wrath is still up, getting a lot of Holy Lights off at this point in time, but man, Turtle are making Space Station sweat.
Oh, but they might have to finish sweating right now. Gex, I don't know how he does it, but once again, we find ourselves at 40% dampening. He has the same mana as he did on 10% dampening. He's keeping Dilly alive. He's keeping his team in the fight. Gorecki has to pre-sack right now if he wants to be able to win this game here. Actually, Smexen does have a couple of cooldowns to work with, so maybe a good thing to hold on to it for a little bit longer. But Dilly now pushing in for the trap. No sacrifice available. Smexen's in a stun, taking tons of damage. He trinkets out of it. Smexen is damage reduction. He's going to use it. Astral Shift coming through. Gorecki has his big heal there, big Divine Faith, big damn Judge coming through, and he's going for it. Full Hammer of Justice potentially here for Mr. Gorecki. He gets it onto Gex and Dilly on 1%. I don't believe it. He's still alive, but the slapper procs, and he's gonna slap Dilly out of this one. 3-1 for Space Station Gaming. What an amazing! I just gotta say, Turtle, especially Gex as well. I'm really impressed. I don't think there's many jungles who can really put Space Station Gaming to the test like this. Because honestly, I have no idea how they get half of their wins, because it just looks hopeless every time when they turn it around. But I think this is exactly what they need to do, and we'll see if it's enough. Gates have open. Brain already getting kind of crowd control here with that Mind Bomb. Let's see, do they have a sap to follow it up? It doesn't look like it. Whiskey just casting out a few Shadow Ments. He got interrupted on the Master Spell, takes a fat hit, and he is going to disperse right away for Ceruleum's Combust. But Ceruleum's playing short combustion, which means every time he casts a Fireball, you can see his combustion cooldown already getting reduced right there. He's basically an ineffable Truth Mage here.
Yeah, and Ceruleum spamming out those fireballs already has a desynced with dispersion, so that means there's going to be an opportunity where they can go after WizK. Full Polymorph actually sneaks in onto Absurge, but there's no damage to follow it up, and the Golden Guardians, they have a lot more pressure in this game. Hammer of Justice now into Absurge, but it's still Ceruleum on the back foot. Absurge turns it around with a Hammer of Justice of his own into a Mind Bomb. Good crowd control. Ceruleum is rotting down lower and lower, trying to escape using a Shimmer, maybe even looking for a Polymorph if he can onto Absurge, but a Kidney Shot lands. Nicely done there by Peekaboo, and the Golden Guardians are on fire in this second game.
I mean, they're just going to get a cauterize. They're so close to getting it. Massive pressure from the Golden Guardians in game number 2 here. Brain and the Hammer of Justice. Absurge and a Polymer, both teams in crowd control. WizK going to fade some of the incoming damage. Brain chooses to use Blessing of Protection to get back in the fight. Double leg sweep set up here by Drake. Tons of damage. Absurge locked down in a Blinding Light. Nice counter aggress here, but a life grip on the Ring of Frost by WizK pulls Absurge out of the crowd control chain. And seeing WizK on that Shadow Priest, is definitely a treat, despite playing against a compositional disadvantage. That Shadow Resistance Aura really reducing Whiskey's damage. He's going to try and make it work with crowd control and burst, waiting for that Mind Bomb. Silence on the Brain. Where's the follow-up? Beautiful Mind Bomb. They need more, though. Where's the Hammer of Justice? Peekaboo's trying to sap it. He gets the sap on Brain. They need to push for Cauterize, but Ceruleum Frost Nova's Peekaboo, he can't connect. They've still got crowd control. Hammer of Justice now onto Brain. They need more damage. They don't have it. Ceruleum lives the crowd control chain. Beautiful kiting. Absterge pre-sacrifices a Poly. They switch over onto Drake. Brain gets ready with Avenging Wrath. Drake's going to be fine. Peekaboo sitting polymorphs. Absterge in a stun. 3 versus 1. No, they're going after Absterge. Putting him to the test here. Is he going to flop out in midfield? Vitality Conduit. Absterge stabilizes. And they're going after Ceruleum once again.
All right, let's see what they can get done there. Nice defensive plays there from Absterge, making it out there without really having to use anything. Now, potential pressure point here. Ceruleum lands a full sheep, leg sweep onto Peekaboo. They're going after Whiskey, though. Whiskey trinketed. I feel like they should have just swapped to Pika there. Whiskey insta-trinketed that leg sweep. Just turn around, dump your damage on Pika. Maybe you can get Pika's trinket in the process. And you can swap around and have another opening later. But right now, Brain... Oh, nice disarm there. Peekaboo's going to trinket that to go for the sap, but he gets Nova. He can't get it. I think Brain was actually in combat there as well for a second. So Pika wasting his trinket right there and doing it against Windwalker Fire Mage. No sacrifice available. I am so scared right now for Pika. He could easily die in that next leg sweep here from Rookie.
No, there's no question about it. I mean, WizK does have the Void Shift, but if there's cross crowd control on WizK, there's going to be almost nothing that they can do. Paralyze, Hammer of Justice, and here it is. They're going for the big shot, one shot onto Peekaboo, but I don't... What actually happened there? I think WizK, did he get the Mass Dispel? He dispelled the Hammer of Justice. I thought that was going to be a lot scarier than it was, but M2KC, I think they pulled the trigger a little bit too early, and Peekaboo was able to survive. Now Ceruleum and Drake really rotting down here. Whiskey able to put out a ton of damage. Full Polymorph secured onto Peekaboo. Ceruleum's just trying to slow down the game, allow Brain just a little bit of breathing room in the game, as we are about 4 minutes elapsed at this point. Both Paladins doing completely fine on mana, and we do have a bit of a reset here on hit points. Brain was able to stabilize M2KC, and now they need to try to find a setup. There's 2 options. They can go after Peekaboo, who has no trinket, or they can kind of continue this rush down, or this rundown of WizK and slowly whittle him down.
Well, they just got sacrificed out of the way from Absterge. I feel like you could just absolutely KO Peekaboo here. Brain in a sap. They're going after Drake. Huge pressure down to half. What's he going to trade? Not trading anything just yet. Bit bold by Drake. Now Fort Brew activates. Should be more than enough. Polymorphs on WizK, Polymorph on Peekaboo. They're getting ready. M2KC are going to push hard here. Peekaboo pre-feints. He anticipates a stun and he gets it. Absterge dispels the stun. Clutch dispel. No follow-ups. Keeping shot on Ceruleum stalls. Mind Control and Drake still just stalling for Golden Guardians. Trying to get a stable footing here, waiting for their Gladiators medallions. And I mean, the stall is effective. WizK has his Gladiators medallion. Peekaboo's comes up in 9 seconds. Definitely a solid position for the Golden Guardians if Absterge can find some mana. He's falling a bit behind. Paralyzed Poly, triple crowd control. 1 second before Peekaboo's trinket. Wow, he literally just triggered that stun as it became available. Gonna survive. Absterge moves in. Hammer of Justice, kidney shot. Good combo. Where's the Mind Bomb out? Mind Bomb out. Perfect timing by WizK. Where's the silence or the sap? Peekaboo moves in for the sap. Gets it. Ceruleum. Is this gonna be the caught? Brain bops and sacks on very low health. It could be the Cauterize on top of it. This was the miracle that the Golden Guardians need to stay in the game. They could get a block as well off the back of this. Almost getting the block. It's really one of the last lines of defense. That's exactly what the Golden Guardians needed to stay in this game.
They basically forced out everything there, and now all of a sudden there is all of the pressure on the side of Golden Guardians. Ceruleum only has that Ice Block, but they could Mass Dispel that. Brain has this, I guess Brain has some stuff to work with, but now big setup here on the Peekaboo. Paralyzed onto Absterge. Where's the follow-up? Brain's going for it. He gets the blind. Let's see what they can do. Whiskey's going for the Mass Dispel, but Peekaboo not going to be taking too much damage in that setup. Unfortunately, they weren't able to connect it in time there. I think Absterge might have gotten off a pre-Vitality. Not sure what happened there, but Pika is going to be able to survive that one, and he should have his trinket, and the next time he gets leg swept, it's either going to be lining up perfectly there. So now, again, Golden Guardians looking to get aggressive here, getting full dots here onto Ceruleum. Can they get some crowd control onto Brain? That would be massive for them. Peekaboo, no smoke bomb yet, but he does have his blind. I would assume he might use it right here, but I think that is a Vitality conduit there. I think Brain tried to pre-Vitality the blind there potentially, so Pika's still holding on to it for a little bit. Drake in a Mind Control. Peekaboo, the next time he has Kidney, he 100% is going to use that blind. And I think that could be a big pressure point here for the Golden Guardians. But they pounce the trigger first here. Pika in big trouble. Upsurge and a bubble sack right there. So they didn't have the leg sweep, so they went with the Hodge on Pika instead. Nicely done there by M2KC. Kind of equalizing situation here.
Yeah, I really like that play, and I like that Upsurge isn't afraid to just trade his cooldowns. WizKid actually getting locked out. Do they have the damage to punish that? Doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Upsurge easily heals through it right now. 14% dampening with Sap over onto Brain. Nice moves there by Peekaboo. Vendetta is rolling on Ceralium. He has no Ice Block. Gets bursted down by the Drestigath. But the double leg sweep comes in from Drake, shutting down the damage just a little bit. Polymorph now secured onto Upsurge. WizKid, does he have a Mind Control? Does he have a Master Spell? Opting not to remove that crowd control, or maybe the Master Spell just isn't available, but Upsurge does have catch-up to do right now. Big Divine Favor heals on Peekaboo, will stabilize him, and now it's going to be up to the Golden Guardians to try to reverse the pressure a little bit. Hammer of Justice onto Brain. Drake actually rotting down, and maybe going after Windwalker Monk. A little bit more dampening is going to be a good option for the Golden Guardians. Mana is equal at this point, and at this point it really is anyone's game.
Upsurge and Polymorph, WizKid in the stun, switching the Polymorph over. Peekaboo pre-feints. He expects to be the target. They're actually going after WizKid still, but WizKid has a lot of defensives. I wonder a swap to the Paladin might be in the cards here for M2KC in the near future. No Divine Shield. Silence on Brain into Mind Bomb. Does he have the Mind Bomb out? No Mind Bomb. Drake is still very low, though. Fist of Fury flying. Peekaboo's in a poly. Good defense by Ceralium. Upsurge is charging in. Is he going to get the hammer? He's not going for it. He gets caught by a poly. Both healers in crowd control. This could be devastating for either side. There's the Mind Bomb out. Drake's in trouble. 5 seconds away from his Karma. Brain's going to have to make a maneuver here. Nice Dragon's Breath by Ceralium. Breaks the chain, and Brain gets tons of healing out as a result of that Dragon's Breath. Now Upsurge needs to get ready. Brain's Hammer of Justice, potentially the Blinding Light going to be available. Brain's moving in. Hammer of Justice, double leg sweep. No trinket for Peekaboo, but they're still going after WizKid, it looks like right here. Oh, nice life grip by WizKid, pulling Upsurge into the Meteor and breaking the Blinding Light. Now Upsurge turns it around with Hammer of Justice, but Drake pre-walls the kidney shot. Insane plays from both sides, but that defense is faded. Peekaboo's trying to close out and Sap out of the Mind Bomb. Beautiful Sap timing once again on these Mind Bombs by Peekaboo. Drake rolls out. Is there a bop for the Karma here? That's likely going to have to be pulled. There's the Karma. Where's the bop? They have the bop. They have the bop. They're going for the win here in game 2. Can Brain stabilize? Drake's on the run. Polly's on Peekaboo. Swapped over to Upsurge. Might not have been needed. Grab a weapon on Peekaboo. He's not going to get any damage out. Drake slowly but surely recovering, and these teams are looking a lot more evenly matched in game 2.
Yeah, definitely. And Upsurge just got his bubble there as well. So Brain is going to be behind on mana. Does have his bubble still to work with. Stram's getting his Cauterize back. And right now, no real openings here. Pika still has his Trinket. WizKid has his Disperse. So I would actually say Golden Guardians are in a slight lead. And right now, they're looking to potentially extend it even further. They blind Brain immediately using that Blessing of Protection, and Smoke Bomb does get dropped. Drake trinkets out of that, actually rolls out of that one before he gets stunned. Nice Dragon's Breath there by Ceralium as well, keeping Peekaboo and WizKid kind of in place there during that go. And now Ceralium might look for a Polymorph here onto Upsurge. He's completely free. Mind Bomb comes out. Ceralium, what are you going to do? You have to shake Upsurge. He's going to get a Hammer of Justice. He doesn't get it, but they do get the Sap. Drake all on his own. He does have the Fort Brew. Might need to use it here. He's trying to green it. Ow!
Oh, what?
What?
No!
What was that? What was that Kamehameha, man?
That was called the Drestigath, and Peekaboo cannot believe it. I mean, Golden Guardians, they were doing so well in that match, and Drake just comes in with a surprise one-shot at 30% damage. He can't believe what just happened. They're so sad.